Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you a very easy Raja Pitha recipe. It's going to be a steamed pitha recipe which is absolutely very easy to make. So let's get started. The first step is to make the batter, and for that I have taken here just two ingredients, and that's rice and dal or urad dal as we call it in Odia, biri dali. So the ratio of this batter is going to be 2 parts of rice and 1 part of dal. So I have taken here about 2 cups of rice and 1 cup of urad dal. So I'm going to give these two ingredients a thorough wash, and then I'm going to soak it for about 5 to 6 hours, and then I'll grind it to a paste. Now make sure while you are grinding, add just a little bit of water because you need a thicker consistency of the batter for this recipe. As you can see, this batter is ready and it's pretty thick. To this I'll add about a quarter teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to give it a good mix, and then I'll let it sit for fermentation. Now the time that the fermentation process requires differs from place to place. Some places are pretty hot, so it gets fermented pretty quickly, and some places it's pretty cold, so accordingly you have to do the fermentation. So I'm going to give it a good mix, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 8 to 9 hours or 8 to 10 hours rather, till it gets nicely fermented. So finally the batter is ready, well fermented. As you can see, the volume has increased and this batter is pretty fluffy, very airy. Now this step is very important. This fermentation process is very important, otherwise you will not have a spongy pitha. So you cannot skip this part. Now if you want to make your life pretty easy, then instead of making this batter from scratch, you can go to the local grocery store and get some ready-made idli batter mix. It comes in a big box, so you can just grab one of that, or else you have the idli mix. You just just follow the instructions from the packet, and then you can end up with a good idli batter. In that case, you don't have to go through this entire process of making the batter. Now this batter is ready. The next step is to make the coconut mixture. Now I have here just 5 ingredients, in which I have some grated coconut, some grated paneer, some sugar, green cardamoms crushed up, and some powdered jaggery. Now the quantity of these ingredients you can pretty much increase or decrease according to your taste. I have taken here 1 cup of grated coconut, half a cup of grated paneer, half a cup of granulated sugar, 4 to 5 green cardamoms, and about a cup of jaggery or powdered jaggery. Now I'm going to give these ingredients a good mix, then we will proceed further. So I'm going to begin by adding some freshly grated coconut. Now if you have frozen grated coconut, you can use it. If you have some dried coconut, then you can just soak it in some water and then you can use that. Now goes the jaggery. Now I normally add sugar along with the jaggery, because the jaggery actually doesn't give that much of sweetness, but if you want it to be very mildly sweetened, then you can obviously skip the sugar part. But if you want a good sweetness in the pitha, then make sure you add a little bit of sugar, because jaggery is not going to make it very sweet. Now goes the green cardamom, and finally I am adding the sugar. Then I am going to give it a good mix, and then I'll add this mixture to the batter that I have made. Now if you want to add these ingredients directly to the batter, you can add it, but I'm just going to mix it all well, and then I'm going to add it to the batter. And finally I'm adding here some condensed milk. This ingredient is optional, but believe me, if you add a little bit of condensed milk to this recipe, this is going to give you a much richer taste. So I have added here about 4 to 5 tablespoons of condensed milk, and I'm going to give it a good mix. It's really difficult to mix it with the spoon, so I would rather switch to my hand, and then I'll mix it really well. So finally this mixture is ready. The next step is to add this mixture to the batter, and then I'll make the pitha. Now I have taken here half of the entire batter, because the mold I'm using to steam the pitha is pretty small. So instead of making one big pitha, I'm making 2 smaller ones. Now to this I'll add half of the quantity of the mixture that I have made. and give it a gentle mix, and I have saved a little bit more of the coconut mixture that I am going to add on the top of the pitha. So give it a good mix. So I have my square mold ready, lined with the foil just to make my life easier. Now to this I am adding the batter. Don't fill the mold completely through, because then this pitha batter is going to rise. If you don't have little space to let the pitha rise, then you'll end up with spilled batter. So just keep a little space empty so that it gets a little space to rise up. Now on top of this pitha I'm going to add the same coconut mixture just to make it look a little prettier. So I'm going to spread this coconut mixture pretty well. Now some call it Muan Pitha, I call it steamed Raja Pitha because mostly I make it for Raja, but you can pretty much make it on any occasion of your choice. So this goes now to the steamer. So my steamer is ready. Now goes the mold, and I am going to cover it and let it cook until done, and then I'll show you how it looks. Now finally the pitha is ready. It's all steamy, well done. I'm going to insert a knife and check whether it's all done. If the knife comes out clean, that means the pitha is ready. You can see here the knife is pretty clean. Finally I'm going to take it out and serve. So finally the deliciously spongy Raja steamed pitha is ready. I have cut it into square pieces and served it. Please excuse me for my shaky hand. I just tried my best to take a good shot, but somehow my hand is shaky. Now along with the pitha recipe, I am sharing my 3 Raja looks for this year. A few of my friends keep asking me to show my sari collection, so I am just showing you 3 of my this year's Raja sari collection. And this year I have chosen to wear cotton saris, cotton Sambalpuri saris. So this is going to be my 3 looks, and I hope you like all these 3 looks. The first look is of red and black combination, a Sambalpuri sari look. This has, I don't know what it's called, it looks like a palki design to me. So there is this pattern which is weaved all throughout the sari. Since it has a completely woven pattern all over the sari, the pallu is pretty simple. It's just red palla with a little bit of webbing, because the sari is already overflowing with lots of patterns. So that's why they have kept the pallu a little simple. Now to go with this sari, I have chosen here some terracotta jewelry. I can see a lot of people, they team up their Sambalpuri cotton saris with gold jewelry. I would recommend saving the gold jewelry to go with the Sambalpuri silk saris, because the Sambalpuri cotton saris have this earthy look to it. So if you are teaming it up with some junk jewelry or black and silver jewelry or terracotta jewelry, it goes really well. And all the gold jewelry you can definitely wear it with Sambalpuri silk saris. But then again, don't bother about styling. If you feel comfortable in gold jewelry with cotton saris, then go for it. So this is a very, very beautiful look. This sari is actually given by my sister to me. So this is the first look. Now for the second look, I have again taken this terracotta jewelry. It's a beautiful terracotta necklace which has a Radha Krishna motif or Radha Krishna pendant to it. This is a teal green bomkai cotton sari. The sari is pretty simple, as you can see. It has a semi-thick border, all over beautiful floral booties, and the pallu is absolutely beautiful. This is the typical of a bomkai sari, where you have a beautiful woven palla. So the palla is just the main thing in this sari. The palla is looking absolutely beautiful. So whenever you are wearing such saris, make sure that you are just displaying your palla as much as possible, because that's the look that you are going for. The combination of teal green and this pinkish red goes really well. And I have again kept my look very, very simple. Just statement necklace, and that's it. Maybe just one bangle, and that's it. But then again, it's up to your taste. If you want to dress up really well, add more jewelry, go for it. There is no a rule as to how you should dress up. You should always dress up according to your choice. So for my final look, I'm wearing here a bottle green and black combination Sambalpuri cotton sari, and it has a temple border, thick temple border, and a katki woven palla. This pattern is a very popular pattern. You'll find a lot of people wearing this sari, and I just love this pattern. So finally somehow I ended up with this pattern, and I think my sister gifted it to me. It's a beautiful sari, very comfortable. The best thing about this sari is the color combination, which is bottle green and black, and the woven pattern. It's absolutely very beautiful to look at. And I'm wearing here antique silver pendant. It's a big pendant. I would always recommend buying silver jewelry. Nowadays you can find all these antique silver necklaces or any piece of jewelry in the jewelry stores, that the typical gold jewelry stores. If you ask them, they will show you their collection of antique silver jewelry, which goes absolutely really well with most of your cotton saris. So if you are investing on jewelry, rather go for antique silver jewelry, because then you can reuse it again and again. So this is the final look. So these were the 3 looks that I'm going to carry this Raja, and I'm wishing you all a very happy Raja. Enjoy this beautiful festival with all your family and friends, and we will meet next time. Till then, you have a good time and enjoy your Raja. Bye bye.